Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And as you've seen from the title of this video, today I'm going to be showing you guys my old cringy high school art portfolio. Yes! Well, I really did not believe when I found out my art portfolio. I was pretty shocked because I thought I misplaced it while shifting to the new apartment which I'm in right now. I was so happy and I thought let me share it with you guys because it's a really cringy one. I cannot believe I used to think these drawings were good. Literally, you will see and you will understand. And these are one of my first attempts in drawing just new stuff, like doing still life or doing nature drawing or trying some other new things, because before that I only used to draw Barbies or sceneries with those mountains and a sun in the middle. Seriously, I was interested in drawing, but I wasn't too much into it. So it was 9th and 10th which really brought me into art and taught me stuff and taught me watercolors and taught me to use oil pastels and all that stuff. So back in high school I took art as a subject, obviously, and I had two papers in that. One was still life and one was nature drawing. So for that we had to give some requirements. One of them was making a portfolio and working on 2 canvas. So for canvas we could take any size, and for the portfolio we were given this size. Well, I haven't measured it anyways. So we had to decorate the front of the portfolio, and inside we had to attach the drawings. And this portfolio was to be made on our own, and it wasn't like you could buy a portfolio from the shop or online and get it, because that wouldn't include your creativity. So we had to work on this. Now there was one very stupid mistake I made, which was instead of writing art I wrote arts. So ARTS. ARTS means, I think humanities or history or something like that, and art is the subject which is pertaining to what I was doing. So when my ma'am saw this portfolio, I thought she would be like, oh my god, Khushi, the cover page is so nice. But she told me what are you studying? Are you studying arts or you're studying art? And then I said I mean, they both are the same, right? But she said no, it's different. So that was a bummer. So it was very empty. So I actually took my old Esther drawing and I cut it, and my mom wrote Khushi Tandon in that. So it just does not look too empty. And on the right side, it was one of the things I made during studying for my elementary and intermediate drawing exams. So I just took my old drawing books and I started cutting them and I started sticking all the stuff. Oh yes, now this one is the first drawing I made. And while this time I was in class 9th, so it was my first lecture, and I was nuts because I never did realistic drawing, and I was like, why do I have to draw eggs and everything? And I remember struggling, and my ma'am was like, are you okay? And I said no because I just could not draw that egg and that shape, and I still couldn't achieve it. And even by the end I did not work on this drawing to make it any better because I really hated this drawing since the start. This drawing is the first still life I ever made, and I was so proud of. Actually, that pencil shading HB pencil shading one was the first one I made, but this one was the first one I painted and everything and this and that. Probably if you have studied for elementary or intermediate drawing exam, you know how common this still life is. But this was my first attempt and I really enjoyed it, and I think I did good pertaining to my first attempt. Now this drawing is really hilarious if you see, because the perspective is pretty nuts. I feel like the book is flying up in the sky, and it's pretty weird. And even the book which is below, the blue book, and the drapery, the green drapery, are both of the same color. So I don't realize why did I do that. I could have taken yellow or orange, or those are pretty easy colors to work with, but why did I take green again? I don't really understand. When I showed this drawing to my teacher told me the same things, and I was like, oh, nobody likes my drawing, oh, I worked so hard and I was up till 3 But then like this drawing did not make sense. Like seriously. It's one of the failed attempts and I decided to attach it. This next one is one of the still lifes I made later. Like I think I made this one in my class 10th, and I'm really happy with this one. This one is again like a drapery and a bucket and like some fruits and everything. And by this time I actually understood which colors should I take, or if I'm changing the color of the bucket or I'm changing the color of the drapery, then which color will suit what. So I think by 10th I got that nicely, that if I'm changing the colors, which colors will suit. Now this one is again which I made like for my intermediate drawing exam, and by this time I was learning to paint bananas and like apples and capsicums, because these are like the recurring fruits and vegetables we get for our exams here. I was really obsessed with blue color during that time because I felt I was really good at painting blue. So every other thing was blue in my drawing, and I always tried to incorporate blue. I always changed one color and that color would be preferably blue. I would make it blue. Okay, so this next one was not a part of my curriculum. I actually made it for fun. Now by class 10th arrived, I actually got to know something like Pinterest existed. So I used to browse Pinterest on my iPad and I used to find some drawings if I could make them, because my mom told me that you should practice more and you should take references from internet, and like that's how your drawing will get better. So I found this drawing. I haven't showed you guys my nature drawing. So we were given fruits. So like we had 2 lectures a week. So for each week we used to get one fruit to work on. So if we have like an apple, so we would work on an apple for 1 week, and the other week we would work on some other fruit. This is an orange. Now I don't know if it does look like an orange or not, but then like it took me a lot of time to draw this. This attempt of making a banana, this one, is one of the best ones. I actually, you know, like I used to practice that fruit or that still life a lot of times after the class used to get over, because by the time you know, the time passed, I became really passionate and I used to paint a lot and I used to study less. So I actually did a lot of attempts and then I stuck the best drawings in this folio. So this was like the first canvas I worked on. I should say, like, when I was told I have to work on a canvas, I was really scared, because I thought that canvas is something only very smart people can do, and I'm already very bad at painting, so how will I do that? So I chose a very simple drawing. I chose this Buddha which I found on Pinterest, and I did not work much on the shading and everything. And now I was actually considering to redo this painting, like work on the texture and give it a much more livelier look, but I still haven't worked on it. So maybe in the future I will, you know, just do some here and there in this canvas and show you guys. And the other canvas which I worked on could have turned out to be very well, but I just did not work on it because I made this canvas in mere 30 minutes because I was running short of time, and I literally like made the portfolio at the very last moment. So I was already running short of time, and then I was running short of time because I had to make one more canvas. So this is the canvas which I worked on. If you see, after I got that canvas back, I actually worked on, you know, changing the width of the tree and everything. So it was actually a very beautiful painting, but I did not give justice to it at that time. Also, like, I did not, like, my ends were too shabby. I could have worked on this, but I actually did not. I thought at that time I hated canvas painting, but actually now I love canvas painting and I paint a lot of canvases. So this brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching till here. And this might not be one of the most aesthetically pleasing art portfolios you will see on the internet, but this is a part of my journey and I wanted to show it to you guys because it isn't always very perfect like we see on the internet. There are always a lot of failed attempts, and yes, I had one of those failed attempts, and I have grown and I am better at this. feel free to share this video and like and subscribe to my channel. I shall see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.